do think if you have an old lady getting like visits from her relatives, it's probably potentially an actual demon.
If I have to sit through another person, like unironically telling me what their like astrological sign is, I'm going to punch them in the throat. And it doesn't listen. I don't want you to think that I solve.
Look, you're doing the Lord's work.
Violence. I don't want you to think that like I'm discriminatory against men or women or children or whatever. I don't care what your pronoun is. Like, I will punch you in the throat. Hey, everybody, welcome to New Way Stories. It has been a full week.
Yeah.
For you guys.
It has.
And for us, it has been half a second since we recorded our last pod.
Outside of time.
This is another episode. I know it's past Halloween, but it's worth talking about. Superstitions.
How was everyone's Halloween?
How was everyone's Halloween? Put it in the comment. What did you go as Halloween? For me, listen. Well, let me do an actual intro.
Dude, here's gonna be the problem. People like listen to what we said in the last episode. They dressed their kids up and then they all got possessed. Like ran off a cliff.
Those guys were wrong.
You know, yeah.
Swine.
Yeah.
I dressed my kid up like a pig and he ran off the cliff.
We have lost a lot of listeners. It's not that they don't want to listen anymore. It's just that they are in hell. So it is. There is not good Wi-Fi there. That's actually one of the primary punishments.
You do not want to go to the underworld. Terrible Wi-Fi signal. It just does not. It does not transfer through the dungeons very well.
And how does the Bluetooth there work? Same. Bluetooth is the same there. It is 50-50.
We are New Way Stories. We are a comedy podcast. We talk about comedy culture and cinema and sometimes other things as well. And we like to dabble in theology. And this week, because of the Halloween season, last week we talked about Halloween itself. And this week we're getting into kind of a little bit more of the nuts and bolts of superstition and should Christians really be able to dabble, or is it good, or is it just a fun thing? Whatever. We're talking about that, and we're just going to dive right into it. We have our guest David Jamison with us. If you listened last week, Jamison is a biblical counselor. He's got an office above Northtown Coffee House. It's amazing. We've been friends for a really long time. David, how you doing, man?
Just great.
Excellent.
Can I say never better again?
Never better. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
continuously never better.
Yeah.
It's again, guys. We're recording these back to back.
Tell them. Don't say that.
Listen, I'm a full, like the last episode. I'm a full believer of showing how the sausage gets made.
Oh,
and
that's right, the sausage.
As a euphemism,
guys. This is our annual sausage episode.
Oktoberfest
2025.
Has that not been what we've been talking about?
We've been raising awareness for sausage. I don't even know what we're doing. I do want one of these days, like far in the future, to be visiting the Jamison's house with their children, and his wife gets out an album and she's like, so this is some pictures of us. This is when we were dating. And she flips a page and she says, and this is the day we got married. And I say, she goes, happiest day of my life. And I go, I don't say this to be mean, but when David was on our podcast, he said he'd never been better. I believe that this was the happiest day of your life, and I'm not saying this to harm your marriage, but more just for the sake of transparency, it was not the happiest day of his life.
It was actually
later
a
on
pod
down the road
in a storage closet in Stone Church.
He said, and I quote, twice in one day, never better. And I thought it was odd at the time. I thought, what about your wedding day?
Birth of your kids.
Yeah, birth of your kids.
Birth of your children.
Yeah.
No.
The day your aunt died.
New Way Stories podcast.
Left you a lot of money.
Okay. I think, again, guys, especially just as Christians, like, there's this whole thing of, is Halloween evil? Is it okay? Whatever. And I think that has gone out into other things as well. It's very mainstream to read your horoscope, and I think very conservative Christians would be like, yeah, if you read your horoscope, you're
more like horoscope.
You go, oh yeah, like if you ever danced with the devil in a pale moonlight, Jack Nicholson's Joker, Batman 1989, he's talking about horoscopes. He's talking to Batman.
Dance with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Tarot cards.
Funny. Yep.
all of it are those evil. Are that like little whatever, a little rabbit's foot. No
Yeah.
good. Fortune cookies. I don't know. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it theologically. Jamison, you have let's start with horoscopes. Let's start with horoscopes. And just I also want to bring this up because I swear to God, and I don't mean that blasphemous. I mean it.
I'm going to tell God on
in
you.
the most genuine.
No, sorry. I swear to a little G God, not the big
As
G God.
God, little G.
I swear to Molech.
Dude, I mean, if I have to sit through another person, like, unironically telling me what their, like, astrological sign is, I'm going to punch them in the throat. And it doesn't, listen, I don't want you to think that I solve
Look, you're doing the
problems
Lord's
using
work.
violence. I don't want you to think that, like, I'm discriminatory against men or women or children or whatever. I don't care what your pronoun is. Like, I will punch you in the throat. Because
Sorry, Mackenzie, you're actually not a Libra. You're a heathen, and you're going to hell.
Exactly. And it's not, listen, from my perspective, it's not necessarily a theological thing. It is
just annoying as
on the
crap.
same grounds as somebody vaping and blowing it into their shirt in an Olive Garden because they think they're being sneaky. Like,
into their shirt.
That's a very specific thing. Did that happen?
yes. And I see it. I see it frequently. I saw it specifically at an Olive Garden. I see it all the time. These people go, and then they blow it into their shirt. Now their general radius smells like strawberries. We all know that you just blew a vape cloud, but also like a male that is 300 pounds that has a full beard. Put away the vape. I'm standing out. Put away the vape. And likewise, 20-year-old girls and everybody else who decides that their astrological sign has any significance, put it away.
Put it away.
Put it away. Anyway, Dave, how do you feel about
Do it in
astrological
private
signs?
like a respectable person. Keep your embarrassing stuff the way we kept it in the 50s.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Out of
Have
people's
some
eyesight.
shame.
Yeah.
We should recover like public shame a little bit, probably.
I think there's a healthy amount of public shame, and I think, and I mean this genuinely. I think that shame is a very bad motivator because ultimately people,
That's right.
It will always fail. But there should be some public shame.
I mean, like, yeah. When you, I mean, to your point here, if you walk around doing your horoscope, yelling it from the tops of rooftops or whatever. I'm not poetic, but
Instagram or TikTok, I think is.
I mean,
technically
it's like you. I mean, you should feel a little embarrassed.
Yes.
It's embarrassing, for sure.
This is. We're speaking to the people who are unironic.
Right.
You know what I'm
there's
saying?
people who are unironically saying, I'm going to make decisions about my day today based off of the thing I read in the newspaper or whatever horoscope I read.
Right.
That I got from ChatGPT.
With that being said,
I don't know, guys.
David, when were you born?
Dude, I'm an Aries.
You're an Aries?
Yeah.
I'm a Gemini. Darius is a Leo.
I'm
I
a
think
Leo.
you knew that.
Yeah,
I think
I
you
could
knew
tell.
that. Ben,
Cancer?
Dude, I'm really sorry to hear that.
that's not great. One of my favorite Bo Burnham jokes is, guys, this is kind of a little dark, but my grandma, her sign was actually a Cancer, and but she died in a giant crab attack.
That's pretty good.
It's great.
That's funny. Both
great.
are really funny.
Wrong one.
So Jamison has kind of a hot take. Astrological signs or not.
Is it?
Hit me.
Is it a hot take?
I think it's a little bit of a hot take.
It feels like a Switzerland take, like I was
it's a
explaining.
take.
I think at best they are utterly useless,
Yeah.
and then at worst they're demonic.
Right.
And you can there are various experiences of those across the board. I think some people get into them and it offers nothing to them, but they're not dabbling in like
Yeah.
the dark arts.
I think
Whatever.
But some people do.
Whatever thing you worship, other than for us who are Christians, other than Jesus,
Right.
whatever, if it's fundamentalism, that is also demonic.
Totally.
It might not. Yeah. If it's your family, it's also demonic. If it's your money, it's also demonic. And if you are getting your spiritual enrichment, nourishment, and guidance from a horoscope, that is terrifying. And there is an ideological power that asserts itself over you because you give yourself over to the ideological, philosophical, and theological power of the horoscope, which is insane and silly. I love talking about horoscopes in like a fun way.
Right.
And I know that I'm a Leo and I like to joke about it. And I'll ask like strange young people who I know, I can tell, they've got a zodiac symbol.
That's like
tattooed on
in
them.
their LinkedIn
I'll be like,
biography.
oh, what's your, that's interesting. You're a Gemini. I'm a Leo.
Listen, yeah, I also think that it's not interesting for me. I never meet somebody and I go, hey, what's up, man? My name's Jesse. I'm born May 26th. That's never a first, it's never a first thing for me. Like, maybe later when they're like, oh, when's your birthday? I let them know, but I'm never, introducing myself like that. I go, and it's the same way. I don't go, oh, I'm 35. I was born in 1990. I'm not like, hey, just so you're aware,
You're the
I'm
horse.
the year of the horse, baby. You're the horse.
Good.
I do like looking at the paper menus.
Nay. Where my horse is at. Nay.
Watch me whip and watch me nay.
No one does it like the year of the horses, bro.
Oh, my. I do like looking at the paper menus at a Chinese restaurant to see what the year I am.
Yep.
I like horses. I like Black Beauty. I like Seabiscuit. Appaloosa.
Free Willy.
It's a Western movie about a horse. But I don't. It's not a
Hidalgo.
Hidalgo? Yeah, man. That is a good movie too. I like that
I
one.
love all those movies. I also love Hidalgo.
Hidalgo?
guys are big
That guy
fans of
totally eats locusts.
Hidalgo?
Okay, we're probably spending too much time on horoscopes.
Whatever, man. You're a horoscope. So
Ben, do you know your
He
you
said
said you're a Cancer.
So I do think.
Did you say you are cancer or you have cancer?
You'll find out.
What does that mean, dude?
You go, next
This
time
is
you're-
a Maury show
contagious
where
now?
we're going to unveil Ben's test results.
I will say
We're not
this.
going to find out if he's
I will
the
say this.
father.
One of
He's dying.
One of the logical arguments to the Bible, and I would say for like Jamison for biblical counseling, is that you have
Magical
collection-
power.
You have a magical power. No, you have a collection of scripture of text that has
Spells, if you will.
lasted for over 2,000 years, right? Or like I guess the collection of text is a little newer than 2,000 years, but it's about that time, right? And it has sustained the test of history that you go, okay, let's see what sort of wisdom is offered in this text, rather than a New York Times staff writer that says, how can I generically put together a fun little thing that every Gemini will read and say, oh, maybe today will be good luck for me.
That is so me.
That is so me.
I like to read Jeremiah 17:9 where it says, your heart above all things is deceitful and wicked. And I go, pfft. And that is so me.
Two-Face, Gemini, twinsies.
The little like pimple sticker on your face.
With that being said, I think that Christians do have similar, okay, so tarot cards, other like Lucky Rabbit's Foot, which never made sense to me because you're like, the thing that is dead
Couldn't have
is
been
you're
that
like,
lucky.
maybe this will give me good luck. It's like in an old Western, it's why you don't wear dead man's shoes because you're next.
Breaking a mirror, walking under a ladder.
Yeah, like all of those things. So, I mean, there's a much bigger conversation on this. Like sports, the Mariners just like fell in a heartbreaking way in the playoffs, and they like their team all grew mustaches, or you know, it's a thing in playoffs, like hockey playoffs. Nobody shaves their beard for all of the playoffs. Like, is that gonna send cosmic energy to your team to help you win? No, that's absurd.
There's the shoe on the head. I heard about the shoe on the head.
The shoe on the head from 2022. Did the shoe on the head? Some kid he didn't have a hat to do a rally cap, which is where you turn your hat inside out. So he put a shoe on his head, and Cal hit a home run, and we completed this huge comeback. Was he sending good vibes to the Mariners? No, because that's absurd.
Yeah.
But if your team does, like, you all have mustaches and you all kind of have this, like, camaraderie, team building experience, there's probably some benefit to that, right?
Yeah. I think that
Jamison
the funny
offer me
thing
something.
about, again, like, I think it's funny when I'm trying to think about like Christian superstitions, and I'm like a very, very not superstitious person. So it's like a little difficult for me to think about them. But I do think even like there are things that are just anything that's not biblical that a Christian believes is superstitious. Like a lot of Christian superstition is around like death. Like people believe, oh, my loved ones become angels when they die. I was in a small group with a woman who said we were in a Christian small group. She had some Christian background, but she was much older. She hadn't been to church for a long time. And she was telling us about like how her dead relatives were visiting her at night. And that was a sign from the Lord. And I was like, I love you. And I'm not trying to like be hurtful, but I would just be very cautious. That doesn't sound like a sign from the Lord. That sounds like it could be potentially nefarious. Like I only trust one spirit, and it's the Holy Spirit. If there's another spirit that's visiting me, then I feel that I'm not a big fan of that.
Danger
but that was her
zone.
superstition.
And I think probably more likely you've constructed something in your head as a coping mechanism to grief that you go, my loved one is visiting me, right? And you go, that's probably not. And you're right with the superstition.
I think you're very wise about that.
Christians do also, like when it comes to death, there's a large sect of Christians that will not burn their dead. You gotta bury them. Because if they
God
don't
can raise
have
them from the dead, but he can't reconstruct them from their ashes.
right
He's got limits
for the body,
He's not powerful enough
for the new world. Like, I mean, you've done jigsaw puzzles before. A 5,000 piece jigsaw puzzle is, number one, it's impossible to keep all the pieces together. Like, there's going to be some missing things. 100-piece puzzle, no big deal.
Dude, I have so
not
many.
That we don't believe he can. It's just we don't want to create extra work for him.
I have so many takes on all of the things.
Yeah.
This is great. One, I think we should bury your dead and not burn them, but not for superstitious reasons. But I'll leave it at that and keep going. I think
I'm all for cremation. It's a cheaper way to do it.
It is cheaper. I think whatever you do, the medium is the message. I think there's a message behind what you're doing, but not superstition. It has no power in it. But secondly, I do think if you have an old lady getting like visits from her relatives, it's probably potentially an actual demon, which can happen. So just beware, guys. Thirdly,
or it's dementia.
or a combination.
Well, I think
if you combine the two Ds, demons and dementia, it's a real cocktail of problems.
That's the reality about.
Yeah.
It's really funny. That is like the reality that I've experienced, especially with trauma. There's like. And I don't want to get into this. Obviously, we have the expert in the room with us, but there's almost like an open door.
That's
trauma creates a lot of open doors.
Yeah.
That have to be addressed, and are painful and difficult to address, and some of them take decades to address. And I understand that, but there's just a crossover of like spiritual things that we do and experience when we have unaddressed trauma and grief. And so, I think there is a good...
Dude, this is something else that we could honestly spend hours... No, I'm just saying we could honestly spend hours on it, because I think even those who are not Christ followers have, especially today, we've seen it, I think, over the last 20 years or so, is that people have come back to spiritualism and spirits and good spirits, nefarious spirits, like... Yeah. They have their own thoughts on them, and it's like the alien conversation. It's 20 years ago, nobody believed in aliens except for a weird sect, and now Christians believe in spiritual things, but also everybody else believes in spiritual things. Go for it.
I mean, first of all, for a long time, like like maybe all throughout the 1800s, the mainline denominations in America were predominantly the growing ones, like the Baptists, were predominantly. Oh man, I'm just gonna forget this stupid word because I'm sick. But they didn't believe in the continuation of the gifts of the Holy Spirit, so they weren't spiritual. And so now, actually, in the 21st century, Christians are much more spiritual in terms of like supernatural faith than they would have been in the 1800s, just in 150 years ago. So there's that, which is an interesting phenomenon. But I also think, Jesse, you're talking about like the baseball games. That's also like people are more spiritual now because you play a baseball game and you can, if you're a pro athlete or whatever, you can look back and be like, hey, we didn't play these two games differently. We won one and we lost the other. And we felt different during both of the games.
Yeah.
And we don't know how to describe or explain. And I do think that's where some superstition comes from, is because we all experience these intangible. When I was in the room with this person, it felt different. And I have no scientific way to say why it felt different.
Jamison, go.
Is this? I like this.
Yeah, hand up. Love it.
I think what you're saying is spot on, because I think what Christian superstition or any superstition at all, we are people made by God in the image of God in a world that has a transcendent God, and I think is just people's grasping at transcendence, and I think it's we just create cheap substitutes for it when we actually don't. When we can't find it in God or have the right experience of transcendence that we want from God or whatever else, we kind of like manufacture our own experiences of transcendence. And I think that's basically the root of all superstition. And I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I was right or not, but what you said sounds right.
It sounds way smarter than what you were saying.
Way to take the dumb thing I said and make it sound all fancy.
Sometimes I think there are ghosts flying around. And
there's one right over there at the chimp in the corner right there. You see it though?
Oh, look, I'm telling y'all.
That's the damnedest thing about the ghosts.
I love David, and I thought he was great, but I was trying to talk about supernatural things and spiritual things and the gift of healing and tongues. And he started talking about trans things. And so I'm just not sure where we both fall. He's using a big word, and I was like, no matter how big the word is, the Lord made him Adam and Eve.
If it starts with trans,
not even.
We got a bands.
And I'm shocked because I just wanted to talk about the show Supernatural from CW, and we went off on a whole new thing.
Cool show.
This whole
cool
half
show.
hour was supposed to be dedicated to CW shows.
Jensen Ackles should be Batman.
I don't know. I had enough reference to make a CW Supernatural joke. Mm-hmm. That's it. Who should be Batman? I don't know.
One of the guys in that show.
One
of the coasters.
One of the
What's
demons?
his name?
Oh.
Jensen Ackles.
Jensen Ackles.
Jensen
Ackles.
Yeah. Jensen.
Jesse,
What has he been in since or before?
He is now. He's currently in The Boys. It's the Amazon Prime TV show. He is Soldier Boy.
Watch me.
Nope.
Yep.
He's
Thank you.
He's like a Superman.
That's the real Soldier Boy. That's the only Soldier Boy I know.
Without activating millennials.
Yeah, for real. That's so true.
I can't stop it.
Yeah. Soldier Boy, watch me.
Okay.
It's a parody Captain America. Soldier Boy.
But if he's in The Boys, I'm a firm believer, and I obviously, Steve Rogers, Chris Evans, he did enough to be able to be Human Torch and Captain America. But as soon as you cast one superhero, you can't go and play another superhero.
It happens more often than that. Just Chris Evans.
I know, but like I'm saying, for me, it's my own superstition.
You want them to stop.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Two-faced is what
Cut
it
it
is.
out. I was just saying about the casting.
So
okay, so keep going.
Yes.
I would love to talk about Jensen Ackles as Batman for a whole other episode.
We could speak,
that one will get 1,000 views.
Yeah.
It is funny. Ben's ideas are the only ideas that use. That's going to be what happens.
I feel like these last 2 episodes have been the most substance we have talked about in at least a year.
I will make sure we have a really good title and thumbnail.
I think it's a combination
and get
of,
lots of nasty comments.
I think there's a combination of
if there's no comments,
great
we didn't do
substance and great comedy. All in here, and I don't know. Maybe it's just the vibe inside this room that I feel like it's funny, and on the playback, you're like,
Yeah.
why are those guys laughing so hard? But I think that's a part of the fun. It could be that there's a good spirit in this room. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I do, man. There is
Spirit
something
of the good vibes. Can you hear us right now?
Spirit of good vibes.
Yo, is there like some good vibe spirit in here? Dude, I felt it as soon as I walked in.
So, are you guys, as pastors, as conservative evangelicals?
Hey, you're right.
I heard last episode you guys said this was the far white podcast. I'm very pleased to be on, by the way.
Yes, there's nowhere else for your people, David.
Finally, a platform.
Finally getting some recognition for the Northern Europeans.
So, yeah, as 3, and then as Ben would call me like a far lefter, as the rest of the world would call me like a moderate right wing guy.
Jesse, I know you're not the far left. You just have TDS.
You guys are all saying,
That's funny.
well, what about the things that are like purely soaked in like paganism, like tarot cards?
Boo.
Yeah, so like horoscope,
Ouija board, boo.
Horoscope,
yoga, boo. Enneagram, boo.
Yoda,
Yoga.
You're no
Not
good on
Yoda.
stretching.
I like Yoda, even though he's pretty mystical.
What about like? I
Eastern.
mean, okay, Darius, are you anti-yoga?
I'm not anti-yoga. I am anti. This is where somebody like David.
I mean,
this
that's
is where
pretty much
somebody
why
like
I'm
David, who's got
anti-yoga.
a more solid, like reformed position to come at this from, would tear me apart. But I would just say I'm not anti-yoga. I'm anti the spiritual stuff with yoga. If you can do yoga and you can just do the physical practices of it, I will say I don't know that much about it, but I've yet to hear of a yoga place where it's a gym and they're not trying to teach you about your chakras.
That's right. I think in principle we actually probably agree.
Wait,
I'm all for stretching. Do Pilates, dude. Just call it Pilates.
now Pilates
Stop meditating.
Pilates was invented by a Nazi. So, I mean, are you going to come out of that?
Well, we never said they were bad.
I think that for me, yoga is in the same.
I like that you've got to clarify.
You don't know these days.
Well, I mean, you were just bragging about how we're an all-white podcast.
Just like, how many can I slip in here just as the guest and then bail?
Trying to infiltrate us.
I think that yoga is in the same, if you're talking about chakras or whatever, again, there's a certain level where you go, listen, you are a little bit nuts. But at the same time, we believe in some crazy stuff too, so I can see how you might think we also are nuts. But I think the baseline of like teaching you how to breathe properly and stretch, like you can do that. Like I like walking through vinyasas and I feel good about it. If I can actually stay consistent.
I think what's funny is I think if Christians just started learning the principles of like the physical health side of practices and then culture, like I mean, I'm not even apologizing for this, culturally appropriated those and made a version of yoga that was Christian and not like Eastern spirituality, they probably make a killing.
I think at the same time you have like an end at the end of yoga. You're supposed to like sit and meditate, right? Like if you like sat and biblically meditated, like it's the same thing with any sort of Eastern philosophy. There's like 99% of Eastern philosophy, I read it and I go, I can apply this through the lens of Jesus and it makes sense. Like there is actual wisdom to it, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I like reading that stuff and I like learning about that stuff. One, because I'm a Bruce Lee fan, but two, you read it, and sometimes it's just worded slightly different, and you go, and then I make the connection. I go, oh, this is like this in Matthew or whatever, or I can see where Jesus was, what he was driving at when I also kind of apply this, and it just kind of brings a little bit more clarity when I use the lens of Jesus in
I
the
think
Bible.
what really happens a lot of times with the yoga phenomenon is Christians who don't have very strong theology. They don't know their own faith that well. They're kind of nominal, and they go to church a lot, but they're still like nominal Christians.
Yeah.
They go to yoga and they hear someone talk about mindfulness, and they're like, this isn't in Christianity. This is great.
Right.
They hear someone talk about breathing, and they're like, well, this isn't. I'm like, well, I mean, the word for Yahweh literally is like meant to emulate breathing. Like we have a deep-rooted history in all of these things that you want.
I learned that from Rob Bell.
Healthy, huh?
Love
I
wins,
learned
brother.
that from Rob Bell.
Love wins.
Which again,
Pneuma vids,
not,
baby.
not a jumping off point for a lot of great things.
Spelled correctly.
But all that to say, like, we have great roots that tie us to Jesus for these. It's once I get on a roll and I'm like preaching, stopping that is painful. That's terrible.
Keep going.
Keep
All
going.
right. Cut. Action.
And I'll just wrap up and say, they're all of those things. We actually, the ancient Christians would have practiced mindfulness, quote, quote. They would have prayed.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
They would have prayed
Amen.
in silence, on their own for hours at a time. They would have meditated on the scriptures day and night, like the Old Testament says to. Like, they would have done all of these things, sans maybe the stretching. And so that's,
Maybe
I think,
they should
the
have
danger
added
of
some
it,
stretching.
is-
Well, their persecutors made them do that.
Instead of easing you into this, it's already hot yoga because it's like 110 in the desert, but
Put them on the rack.
Put them on the rack.
So I think, again, the danger is just giving yourself spiritually over to something you don't understand.
I think-
and if you,
Is it C.S. Lewis? Sorry, we're getting back to the Bible here. C.S. Lewis.
Let's do it.
Lewis
said-
is the Bible.
Yeah. In the fifth gospel of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Didn't he
so
say that
great.
like Christians are the only ones who should be able to enjoy fantasy because they're the only ones that are actually grounded in the truth of spirituality?
Yeah, I mean,
something
it's,
like that.
It's either I mean, I know of Tolkien who says
It's
the
either
true
him or
myth.
Tolkien.
Yeah, it's like the true myth is we actually understand true reality, and reality is actually this incredible. Like, if you think about it, man, we have freaking bombardier beetles that freaking mix 4 different chemicals together to shoot fire out their butt. Like, that's actually mythical. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, we live in the true myth.
That
Yeah.
happens in Tremors 3. They don't they don't call them that though. They call them something a little more.
happens apparently during a certain part of your pregnancy. I don't know. I've never lived with a pregnant woman. That's just
So I think all of this to be said is what Jamison said early on in the pod was that most of it is fun and silly
And trans.
but and that's like, and also like, it's also a bit ridiculous, right? If you truly put in your thought, if you truly like send it all the way, you go, listen, I'm not going to shave my mustache. I mean, your lead pastor won't touch his Mariners hat.
Yeah.
And how did that work in Game 7? Craig,
Call him out.
Craig,
You collar
did
wearing
that help
pastor.
George Springer? Did you touch that hat right before George Springer?
Actually,
hit
he
a
did
3-run?
touch his hat.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
So, well, okay,
fault.
Are
mystery
superstitions real?
solved. And I think as
I'm wrong.
I think as Christians, you got to be theologically grounded, and you can enjoy and have fun and understand that fantasy is fantasy and silly things are silly things. What is it? Nah, that's not a good rabbit trail. Silly things are silly things. And if you're not a Christian and you're still with us on this podcast, one, You might look
for
into
hanging out.
Christianity because I admire your dedication.
Yeah,
you,
amen.
You
Yeah,
are
amen.
more dedicated than our normal attendees sometimes. But I think that there is a bit of wisdom to be cautious of where you're receiving your wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right.
And how you shape your life. I mean,
if you do believe that you are a spiritual being, that you are a physical and emotional and spiritual being, then it would behoove anyone to just be intentional about what you're connecting that spiritual being to in an intentional way.
And I think you're.
Oh, that means that applies to everything. It applies to your relationship with food and with sex and with family and with tarot cards
and tarot cards and
with church.
as 3 Year of the Horse folks, behooving all of you to come back another week and listen to New Way Stories podcast. This has been a blast. I have enjoyed this. These are about 30-minute-ish episodes. And so if you like that, let us know. And again, if you're interested in any sort of, if you're going through a hard time, grieving, marriage counseling, premarital counseling, whatever, if you are interested in some biblical counseling, reach out, newwaystoriespod@gmail.com. We'll get you in touch with David Jamison. He's out there doing the Lord's work. Not only, he's dressed up today because he has other important meetings. This was not for, it was not just for.
But if you ever have me back, I will dress up for you again.
Well, you should, as a theological expert, you do need to.
I love these titles, man. This is awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, New Way Stories Pod. Like, subscribe. We got our. Did I tell you guys we got our subscriber back? We're back to 66. We lost one, and we got somebody back. So we're pushing for 100.
Let's get to 666.
Oh. And is that evil? Is that actually the mark of the beast, or is it just the
mark of Nero,
or the code for Nero? Yeah. All right.
Okay, I'm recording.
That's
again.
it. And if you're still here, maybe you know what that means. If you are not, you probably wouldn't get the
Sorry,
reference
Ben.
anyway. We'll see you guys next week. New Way Stories.